Yo, what's good, guys? Trent here, also known as Trent World. But I got this story time to tell you guys, so let's get into it. Now, before I even get started, I just want to quickly mention, do not do whatever I say in today's story time. It could lead you guys into more trouble than I was in. But anyway, I'm getting lost track. Let's get into it. So today's story time all takes place back in 5th grade, elementary. I was probably 11 at the time, or 10, maybe 10. We'll go there. Anyway, I was 10 years old, probably 5th grade, and I didn't want to go to school on that day. It was like around March, very hot, but I didn't want to go. I was friends with this friend of mine that had a license, and I called him and I said, "Hey man, I'm not going to school today. Are you down to go to breakfast and have, He's like, "Sure, I'll come pick you up." And when we met up, we went to have breakfast. Now I didn't have, my parents didn't know that they thought that I was at school. They didn't know I was hanging out with my friend. And it was me, him, and my other friend. Anyway, my friend says, "Hey, I want to go to the mall." I was like, "Alright, bet, let's go." Now, the mall opens really late. So it opened around probably like 11. So when it opened, we basically went in. We were like the first people there. We started walking around, looking at some stuff at some stores, and then we get to this one store where it's all like clothing brands. And I looked at this one shirt and I was like, I really like this shirt. I think I'm gonna steal it. Now, before I get any more farther, do not do whatever I say in today's story time. Okay, don't do it. What I'm gonna say. But anyway, I'm getting lost track. Let's just continue. So when I seen that shirt, now if you guys don't know, when you steal an item from a store or anywhere, they have those detectors when you go through, like I said, a store or anywhere. When you cross the door on the outside, the alarm goes off. So when I found out that shirt had a tag on it, I ended up grabbing the shirt and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna run it. So I start running towards the doors. I hear the alarm go off. I don't stop. I keep on running. There's no security. I think I'm in the clear. I make it out into the parking lot. I find my friend's car, which is open, and then I duck down to make sure that no security would have found out that I was hiding in someone's car. And there was no security outside. There was none. Then like 10 minutes later, my friends come out. They start looking for me. I tell them where they've been. And they told me that the security guards caught my friends with me. They didn't know where I was at. They thought I was with them. They said he wasn't with them. And basically, the security guard saw me on the cameras, see me running with the shirt, and he didn't know where I went. And yeah. So I tell my friends, let's get out of here. So we get in the car, we start driving away, and then we make it back to my friend's house. So we're at my friend's house for a couple of hours or so. Then we get a knock on the door. Now this is where the story time gets really, really scary for me. So my friend tells me, "Hey Trent, can you please go open the front door?" I was like, "Sure." So I go open the front door, and won't it be home, a cop is standing right there. And the worst part is, I'm wearing the shirt. and I did not take off this tag that was on the shirt. So he starts smiling at me. He's like, so, we got a call from the mall saying that someone stolen a shirt, and I think we just found who stole the shirt, and I think that person is you. And there was no point in me lying now because I was wearing the shirt. I was like, oh, yeah, it was me. He's like, yeah, I seen that. Is your mom here? I was like, no, she's at work. He was like, well, would it be okay if I was to ask for her phone number so we can call her? And I was like, yeah, sure. So I give the cop my mom's phone number. He calls her and tells her like, oh, hey, we have your son here. We caught your son stealing at the mall. And she was like, wait, I thought he was supposed to be at school. And the cop's like, no, ma'am, we caught your son outside of at the mall stealing the shirt. And she wanted to talk to me, and she started questioning me. She was upset at me. She's like, that's why I got you into school, and then I find out that you're ditching school and that you're stealing. Like, I can't believe you. And so she was like really upset at me. And basically what ended up happening was I had to basically go with the cop and basically end up going back to the mall. And what happened was, when I got in the cop car, I wanted to ask him, like, how he knew it was me. So I asked him, I was like, hey, it was like, how do you know it was me that stole the shirt? Like, how did you know? And this is how we found out. Basically, one of the security guards at the mall saw me on the cameras running with the shirt, and there was a camera in the parking lot, and so they see me in the parking lot get in my friend's car, and they took a picture of my friend's driver, his plate, and it's shown that it was at my friend's house. And yeah, that's how they found me. I was like, oh, damn it. So I knew I should not, gone that way, but I wasn't thinking. I was like 11 or 10 at the time. And my mom ends up coming home, and she started yelling at me still. And then me and the cop and my mom, we ended up driving back to the mall. I ended up giving the shirt back to them, and I had to apologize. And yeah, that's what happened. In the end, I have learned a lesson that day. Don't steal, okay? Don't do whatever I say in today's story time. You guys could lead into so much trouble. But good thing I got less trouble that day. But just don't steal, okay? That's moral in the story. Just don't do whatever I say in today's story time. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's story time. If you guys did, please leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. If you guys are brand new to the channel, feel free to leave your guys' story times in the comments down below. And subscribe if you're new. I'll see you all later. Peace.